5 things I wish I absolutely knew before I actually started dropshipping. We're going to get into that in this video. So to preface this video, I started dropshipping in 2017 with influencer marketing. I paid meme pages and types of pages like that to promote my product, and I started with under $50 and got, I think my first successful day was around $800 in revenue, and from there I've just been growing and scaling stores amongst other things. So number 1 is going to be customer support is more important than I think you'll ever understand. And well, you may understand it at some point, but customer support is very, very important. Customers build your brand or will break your brand. So people are more likely to leave a negative review than a positive review. When I buy things and I have a positive experience with them, I don't really leave a review. But if I have a negative experience, I want people to know that it was a terrible experience. So I'm normally more inclined to leave a negative review than a positive one. It's just how we all work. So customer support is huge. If you take care of your customers and let them know, hey, maybe our product is going to get to you in 2 weeks or something along those lines, 2 to 3 weeks, and they email in and ask about it, be sure you're replying to customers very quickly. This is essential. And if you mess up with this first step, you will not be able to run a successful brand, because if your customers bash you, how can you even think of scaling? Like Amazon has such good customer support, which is why they've grown to where they are at right now. Apple, we all enjoy their products, which is why I still buy Apple products to this day, and I'm completely satisfied with everything I buy from them. And if I'm not, even with Amazon or Apple, if I want to return something, it's super simple and it's not a hassle. It's not like I have to pull teeth to actually have them accept a return. On Amazon, you can literally click return and you don't even have to talk to anyone. It's as simple as that. So just clicking a button. So customer support is 100% essential. Make sure you're replying to emails as fast as you possibly can. And yeah, that's going to be number 1. Let's get into number 2. Number 2, I didn't do this for I think the first year and a half of dropshipping. Upsells are also essential. You can make an extra 30% revenue on upsells, just integrating up like simple upsells, even upselling the same product at an extra 10 or 15% discount. Upsells make you so much money. It's unreal. I have had stores I've scaled to 6 figures. I would go in and look at the orders, and when I integrate upsells, my average order value, it just goes through the roof. I believe on one of my stores last year, the product sale price was $69, and we got our average order value to over $100, which is nuts to think of. That's an extra $40 on each order that we got just from integrating upsells. If we're doing $100,000 a month, that means $40,000 is just from upsells. It's unreal. So I would strongly recommend you guys all integrate upsells. And by the way, I'm still a little sick, so that's why I sound congested, because my nose is very stuffy and I'm trying to get over it, but just wanted to make sure you guys know that I'm still sick, so I don't sound as good. But if you guys don't have any apps that you use for upsells, I would suggest Candy Rack for pre-purchase upsells. That's gonna add a pop-up window when they add something to cart. It's going to offer them like a few products, depending on how many you set up, to upsell them before they get into their cart. And then once they purchase, you can add a post-purchase upsell such as Zipify, one-click upsells, or something along those lines. They're all good. Just do your research and figure out what works for you. Number 3, get into email marketing as soon as you can. If you integrate upsells and email marketing, you can almost like double your revenue, if I'm being honest. I wouldn't say double actually, but like you can get up to an extra 50%, which is unreal. If you don't do email marketing, you're missing out on a lot of money, and it's very simple to set up. Get into email marketing as soon as you can. I didn't do this. Again, also with email marketing, I didn't do that for the first year and a half of dropshipping as well. It wasn't until I scaled stores to over $100,000 a month that I realized how essential this is to running a long-term sustainable brand and a dropshipping store. So email marketing, get into that as fast as you possibly can. I didn't know how valuable it was when I started, which is why I've probably lost, just in 2017 alone, I probably could have made an extra $15,000 just on email marketing. So make sure you have emails set up to offer coupons to people who have purchased, to offer a free upsell or a free bundle package or something free, like buy 2, get 1 free. All of that stuff, make sure you have it set up, because you can actually pull out a lot more money from your customers when you have emails set up. This 4th one is something I learned just last year, probably like 6 months ago, maybe a little longer, but I'm not sponsored by this app at all, or any of the apps I've mentioned. I wish I was, but I'm not. It's a abandoned cart recovery text message system. So if someone adds something to the cart and then they abandon it and they've already entered in their info, what happens is this app actually texts them and says, hey, we saw that you added this to cart but didn't purchase. Would you like us to see if we can get you a discount code? And if they say yes, if they text back and say yes, then you can actually send them a discount code and then they can purchase. This also adds so much money to your pocket because you can recover, like, I think on average it's 20-something% of abandoned carts, which is unreal. It's really truly nuts. So this one's called Live Recover, and that is not actually on the Shopify App Store. You have to Google it. Same with Zipify, one-click upsells. You have to Google those and add them. They're not on the App Store, so you're gonna have to manually install them. It's easy though. But I would suggest setting up Live Recover if you're doing over $10,000 a month in revenue. I believe it's free to install too. You can pay and then get a lower. They just take a percentage of your revenue, so you can either pay a monthly fee and then get a lower percentage taken out, or just, I think they charge 20% and it's no cost every single month. So yeah, again, that one's called Live Recover. I suggest you guys set that up. Again, if you're doing over 10K in revenue every single month, you will see a substantial difference in your abandoned cart recovery. And now let's get into the last one. Number 5, do not start Facebook ads until you have at least $1,000 in your pocket. Now, hear me out, okay? Like that, I know that's maybe you may already know this, you may not. You may know that you should not start until you have a few $1,000s or $1,000 at least. But I started when I had a few $100s and I blew through my budget and I didn't have any money to scale. Like I was making a few sales in the beginning when I first started Facebook ads, but it wasn't to the point where I could scale, and it wasn't to the point where I was making that hashtag Wi-Fi money. It wasn't to that point yet. So I wasn't able to actually get that massive return, which was unfortunate, but it happens. And if you don't have at least a few $1,000s set aside, or 1,000, I would say at minimum 1,000 set aside, you won't have enough money to first test the products, test the ad creatives and all that stuff, figure out which interests are working, and then scale. You won't have that budget if you only have $200. So I would strongly recommend just having at least $1,000 before you even think of starting Facebook ads. You can go and learn about them, but just, I guess once you learn, you'll kind of figure out that you do need a bigger budget. If I would have known that I shouldn't start Facebook ads until I had at least $1,000, I probably would have saved a few $100 on my dropshipping journey because I wouldn't have started them so early. Now, yes, you should start Facebook ads as soon as you can, but if you don't have $1,000, you're gonna have to be creative and do influencer posts and just try to figure out how to generate that money to then have enough to launch your Facebook ads and get those profitable. So those are the 5 things I wish I knew when I started dropshipping. It's not like philosophical things where I'm like,
oh yeah, keep grinding and eventually you'll make money.
All this stuff. Like, no, I'm being very practical. Take care of customers, get email marketing set up, recover abandoned carts with Live Recover, use upsells, all that stuff. It's very practical. And I wanted to make a practical video so you guys could literally apply this if you're running a store right now. And if you're not running a store, you know you're better off. Like, you're gonna be set up, if you rewatch this video when you're setting up your store, you're like, oh, now I need to add upsells and I need to set up my email marketing. When people buy something, they're gonna get this email, all that stuff. It's very practical. It's stuff you can apply right now, which I think is valuable for you guys. So if you did enjoy this, please do smash that like button and click that subscribe button below. And if you guys have any comments or recommendations, you can drop those in the comment section below as well. But other than that, I will see you guys in tomorrow's video. Again, hope you guys did enjoy. Peace.